So what exactly is the point of buying full-sized SD cards anymore? So here's two SDHC cards, both of them are 16 gigs, and both of them have had something break on me that makes them almost unusable now. This was the first SDHC card that I ever got, and the plastic piece for read-only broke off, so I had to scotch tape a piece of a paper clip in there so I could actually still write to this again. And here is a 16 gig Wintec FileMate that I've been using as my camera card, until I noticed tonight that it was hard to push into the camera because there's a little notch breaking off of the front, and that makes, so basically the entire card is falling apart. It's, unless I put some tape on it, it's only a matter of time until this card basically splits open. So in both cases with these cards, I've had both of these cards basically kick the bucket due to mechanical wear and tear. And it's to be expected. I mean, these things do get plugged into and unplugged from stuff pretty much all the time. Now here's the interesting part. When I first got my tablet at the end of last year, it takes micro SD cards as expanded storage. And whenever I buy micro SD cards, like this 32 gig SanDisk right here, it comes with an adapter that blows it up to full-size SD card status. So basically, after both of these cards kick the bucket, I've been thinking, what if I just stopped buying full-blown SD cards and just started buying micros with adapters? So that way I can use the micros in devices like my MP3 player and my tablet, and then put some of them inside adapters and use the ones in the adapters as regular SD cards, quote unquote. Because now that I'm actually one ahead on these adapters. I have an extra one because the very first micro SD card that I ever got, I was a little on the stupid side one night, and I forgot to take the card out when taking the backplate off my tablet to fix the battery, which had popped loose inside. So I kind of severed my first ever micro SD card. So here's my question. Should I even bother with full-blown SD cards anymore? Or should I just get micros and then just take them out of the adapters when I want to use them in devices where you don't need them in the adapters? Good question. So let's take a look on Newegg and see if it's even still worth it to buy full-blown SD cards anymore. Now the magic word you're looking for with a camera card is Class 10, which indicates that the bandwidth's available to record HD video without glitching out. So here is a SanDisk Extreme 32 gig full-sized SD card. And what's it going for right now? $20 for a UHS-1 Class 10, and that's a sale price from $25 regular. Now let's move over to the micro SD equivalent of that, SanDisk Extreme 32 gig micro SD flash card with adapter, UHS-1 Class 10 32 gigs. There it is. $20. Regular price $25.99. Actual retail price $25.99. Ay. So, like $1 difference in regular price, but they're on sale for the same price. Even if these were at the regular price. Ooh, $1. Big difference. Speaking of which, I'd say that $1 would probably be worth it because, considering the problems I'm having with SD cards are because of mechanical wear and tear, what if I took one of these, put it inside the adapter, and used it as a full-blown SD card inside the adapter, and then when the adapter wore out, I simply bought another adapter for it. What do those go for? Well, I had to do a little bit of digging because the adapters by themselves are not a popular sell these days. So I had to find my way over to Overstock.com for these. Maybe they're generic or maybe they're counterfeit, I don't know, but it's a micro SD to micro SDHC to to SD adapter, a 2-pack for $6, so $3. I imagine there's probably some for less than that, but you spend a couple of dollars to get a new adapter instead of $20 to get a new SD card. Sounds like a plan, unless there's some kind of hidden catch with the performance. Original blue SD card with the paperclip piece in it is now loaded in Tuxedo's card reader. Let's use a disk benchmarking program, Crystal Disk Mark, to test this SD card. I really don't understand the whole anime character thing. You'd have to ask the author of the program about that. But let's run Crystal Disk Mark on the J drive, which is the SD card reader, and get some numbers. This takes a while, so I imagine you will probably appreciate the jump cuts or whatever. Alright, see what kind of numbers we get for the blue SD card. 1913, 1913 seem to be the name of the game for sequential stuff. Let's do a print screen of that for Picasa, and let's load up the next card. Camera card that's falling apart is loaded into Tuxedo's card reader now, so let's start this over here and rerun this. Keep in mind that both of these full-sized SD cards are actually, they have the read and write capabilities required to actually record video off the camcorder. That used to be a problem back in the day, that cheaper SD cards couldn't have the bandwidth or the throughput to record video with. I don't know if that's even a thing anymore unless you get really bottom barrel cards, but we'll keep an eye on the numbers just in case. 1910, 1910. That's actually worse than the one before it. So there's actually been a downgrade in the performance of the cards I've been using in my cameras. Lastly, the micro SD in the adapter. See what happens here. Now remember, this is a micro SD card, it's not even a full-blown SD card. 1914, 1914? What the? I'm actually getting slightly better numbers with the micro SD card and the adapter. One last thing worth noting as we wrap things up here. Tuxedo's card reader is actually a USB 2. So I don't know if that might be bottlenecking things any, and maybe we should consider trying a USB 3 card reader of some sort to see if there's any difference between micro SD and full-sized SD. But as it is right now, I'm having a really hard time justifying buying full-size SD cards anymore, considering what I've just seen from a micro in an adapter. Ah well, thanks for watching, folks.